Welcome to 6 Guitars, the electric bass series. We're getting down to the wire here. I already have a couple of coats of finish on the bass, which I'll show you. But I just did the wiring over here for the 2 volumes and the tone. I'll show you what I did over here with the soldering iron and everything like that. Wiring up this stuff is fairly simple. Either find a schematic online or use one provided to you if you buy a wiring kit from a place like Stuart McDonald. Stuart McDonald, I know for sure, has all their wiring diagrams online. So you can pick up all that stuff and you don't have to worry about whether it's wired right or not. So let me take you over to the bench and I'll show you a couple of things as far as the wiring goes. And I'll show you a little jig to help making wiring a little bit easier for you. This is the little wiring setup that I made. All I did was I just took a piece of wood and I drilled a few holes in it for the pots to sit in upside down. It makes things a little bit easier because the pots are already going to be sitting there, and it's going to be really easy for you to follow which tag goes to which and whatnot. The wiring diagram that I got, this is from StewMac. I just bought their jazz bass wiring kit. It came with 3 pots, it came with the capacitor, it came with all the wire, it comes with the input jack. It comes with just about everything. I'm going to wind up swapping out this input jack for an N-pin style jack. Not exactly one with an N-pin on it, but I need a longer, skinnier jack just because of the situation I'm in with where my control plate is. I just wasn't able to route that close to the edge, and I didn't want any overhangs, so I didn't really like how the thing was going to look. You know, if it was here, I was going to have to route a plate all the way over to the edge, and I just really didn't want to do that. So I'm going to drill a nice hole through. It'll give me about an inch, inch and a half to play with, and I'll have my 2 contacts there. That's what this wire is waiting for. This is a coaxial wire. Like I said, I just drilled up a couple of holes in here. I followed the diagram. I just started with my top lugs and worked all the way across and got everything wired up according to this. I've got the big important thing too, actually I've got all my locations set, but the big important thing too is the way that these 3 are right here. The way that you rotate this on the guitar, you obviously want to rotate forward as you're playing for more volume and backward for less volume. These are set up to do that thing right now. So when you take these out, you have to take them out exactly the way they are, round, and put them in another way. What's going to wind up happening is you're going to go to volume up, and you're actually going to be voluming down as you're turning forward instead of turning back like you're supposed to. Which, I mean, I guess it's not a small thing, but I mean, it's not a huge thing, but it's not a small thing either. I mean, every guitar in the world works that way, and people are going to expect your guitar to work that way too. I ran a nice long ground wire. This is a really thick guy here. I'm going to run this all the way through, and this is the braided part of the cable, so what I'll be able to do is get that out of the hole and just kind of splay these out, and just give it a tiny, tiny little dab of glue just to kind of hold it nice and sticky. And then I'll be able to lay my bridge right on top of that, and it'll be so darn flat it isn't going to make a difference. I'll smash that right down underneath there. But that's the wiring. It's going to sit here for now until the guitar finishes drying. And I'll take you and show you a couple of things on the guitar once it's dry, and show you kind of my finishing strategy here. But that's pretty much it. I'm just waiting for the other jack, and I'll probably get that tomorrow morning. And once the guitar is done, I just have to drill that final hole for the jack, and put these guys in, and just run. There's 2 wires that come down from each pickup. There's a hot and there's a light and a dark, you know, so there's a positive and a negative. What I'm going to do is both of the hot wires go to the center lug on the 2 volume controls because it's a pass-through system. Both pickups are active at the same time. So what I'll do is I'll pull my 2 wires through on the pickups, you know, through the body, and I'll be able to attach my hot lug with a little bit of solder right to the middle poster on each volume, and I'll be able to attach my negative, you know, right to the back. So it'll be pretty easy. There'll be 2 solder connections here for the neck pickup, 2 solder connections here for the bridge pickup. Then once I put that jack in, there'll be another 2 solder connections here to the jack, and this will go straight up to the bridge. So it'll be pretty easy going from here on out as far as wiring goes. This is the hard part. And again, just follow the schematic, double check it, triple check it, and make sure that you get everything right, and you won't have to worry about the bass working in the future.